All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So the third Jets training camp practice is officially in the books, and there's a lot of positive stuff here to dive into. But first, update on Hassan Reddick. Nope, there isn't any. Still not there. Fined another $50,000. But moving on to the practice here, it's supposedly, it seems like the offense is really doing a great job, especially compared to last season. But according to multiple reporters that are there attending the practice, the offense just looks further along. The offense looks deeper. The offense looks more talented. Obviously, we added a bunch of new players, but keep in mind, some of these players aren't even out there. Mike Williams is not practicing. Xavier Gipson is not practicing. Tyron Smith today took an off day. Morgan Moses is not practicing. So to get these positive updates from the offense when we're not even rolling at 100%, I mean, it's pretty sweet, right? All things considered. I mean, we've all seen the Jets offense these last, handful of years. I really want to say since that 2015 season with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, it's just been really difficult to watch. And, unpadded training camp practices here. We're only 3 in. But again, it is still cool to understand that the Jets have a stacked defense, a top 3 defense in football, a defense that doesn't have any injury concerns as of right now. And then you look at the offense, and we have multiple guys missing, and we're still out there, having success against this defense. So most notably, Tyron Smith did not practice today. Just a veteran rest day. This was a scheduled off day. This wasn't, some injury or anything. So he's totally fine. But Olu Fashanu stepped up and had his first Jets training camp practice with the ones, and he looked good. Right, he looked good according to Andy Vasquez. He did a pretty good job against Jermaine Johnson, and that fires me up, man. I'm a huge Olu Fashanu fan, and I cannot wait to see what he does when we start getting into regular season games and whatnot. Obviously, Tyron Smith is the starter, but in the event that, we're looking at 2025, if Tyron Smith stays healthy, or in the event that he misses time this season, I have 100% confidence in Fashanu. Preseason is going to be so much fun to watch, that left side, that blind side of the quarterback position here. But yeah, Olu, first practice, looked great. Tyron Smith didn't practice, but healthy. Morgan Moses still not practicing. AVT, though, is practicing. That's huge. Why? Because he's coming off the Achilles, and he wasn't really, a big participant in the early section of voluntary OTAs and minicamp and whatnot. Didn't practice the previous 2 days. Now he looks good to go. As far as the Mike Williams front is concerned, according to Rich Cimini yesterday, he's progressing kind of at a faster clip than what the Jets initially expected, which is great. But today there was actually a video that surfaced of him kind of running around in the Jets jersey, not like fully helmets on, running routes against the defense, but just kind of off to the side, moving around, which is awesome because he did experience that lower body injury in the early parts of last season. But yeah, from an injury standpoint, this is freaking, I mean, I'm so used to seeing getting these negative tweets and stuff like that early on in training camp. But I mean, man, it's all positive. Guys have just been staying healthy and or getting healthy, which is awesome. Outside of, of course, Xavier Gipson. And I also did see that Brandon Echols exited early today with some sort of injury. But in any case, so far, so good on that front. When we take a look at the defensive line, we had some more standouts here. Leki Fotu, back-to-back days where he's been impressing against the run. Tack McKinley, stacking another impressive day, rushing the passer. Had 3 sacks yesterday, kept getting in the backfield today. And I think we need to take a second to talk about Eric Watts, undrafted free agent from UConn. Obviously a massive, versatile defensive lineman, right? Somebody who can play on the inside or outside. It's coming at 6'5". I believe he's 6'5", 240 plus. So he obviously has the size, and you're taking a look at some of the departures that the team had at the defensive line unit, right? With Huff and JFM and Al Woods and Quentin Jefferson. We have a lot of new faces here, but it really seems like Eric Watts is getting an opportunity. Eric Watts is held in more of a high regard. He actually signed a really big UDFA contract coming out, which was, a pretty good indication on how a front office, how an organization feels about a specific undrafted free agent, where A, you feel the need to beat the opposition's offers, and then B, you're making him the highest paid UDFA in that specific undrafted class, if you will. So he's been making play literally all 3 practice days. He's made plays. He's turned heads all 3 times. Great sign. I mean, it sounds so crazy because, again, we're not in these padded practices and stuff like that. So I'm trying to keep it, objective, trying to keep it unbiased here. But, just as the Jet fan in me, trying to look at the bright side, trying to look at the positives, the optimistic side of things, it's hard not to get excited about a young undrafted free agent making plays on multiple days here. Like that gets me fired up. I'm pumped for Watts. I hope it continues. And preseason, I think, much like Olu, is going to be big for him. I think another thing to make a note of is the fact that Robert, and Saul actually addressed this in the post-practice presser afterwards. He said that essentially the Jets are practicing faster, which allows them to get more plays into more offensive plays into practice. And look, even though it's only been 3 days, it really feels as though there's a lot more discipline. There's a different approach that's being taken place here. If a guy gets a false start, he gets pulled. It seems as though it's more tightly ran compared to previous years. And granted, I'm not in the Jets meeting rooms, meeting with Hackett, trying to figure out what caused this or what exactly is happening. I'm not meeting with Saleh and, getting the full breakdown. But, from the reports that we've been getting so far, again, it really feels as though it's a different approach. I don't want to say it's a more professional approach, but it kind of reminds me of a team that is consistently making the playoffs, right? I think of like a team like the Baltimore Ravens or the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills or the Eagles, right? A team like that, where everything there's attention to detail, there's a focus on every aspect of practice, including the little stuff, the small, the minutia, right? Again, trying to just practice faster, allowing you to get more plays. Like something as simple as that can go a long way. So overall, the offense really through these first 3 days seems to have been getting the edge here. But it's not to say that the defense is slacking or anything like that. It's been a great first 3 days. I really, maybe outside of the Reddick situation and the Xavier Gibson injury, it doesn't really feel as though to me it could realistically be any better. So I am absolutely pumped up. I cannot wait for preseason. By the way, August 10th, first preseason game, Saturday at noon against Washington. I'm freaking fired up, man. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much. And as always, go Jets.